been a pretty good morning. We've seen a lot of deer, one pretty good mule deer buck, and then I just glassed up a pretty nice coues deer buck, and he's bedded up. I don't know how long he'll stay there, but I think maybe try to go see if I can get in a position. I don't think the chances are super high, but it's probably the best setup we have so far today, so I might give it a try and see if I can get close enough to him to maybe make a shot. So it's definitely cold this morning. It's windy. It's getting a little warmer now, but I got quite a hike to get to him, so I'll be warm by the time I get there. I wasn't even sure I was going to go try that stalk, but I'm glad I did. It was pretty fun. I got over there and got where I could see the hill, and I was super exposed, and then I had to like figure out a route from there, so I came a different route. They saw me coming into my route, but then I disappeared and got up to this rock bluff and put my sneaks on. I knew I was pretty close if I got over that rock bluff to the buck. It was a nice coues deer buck, but right when I came over the rock bluff, I started moving to my left, and about maybe 8 to 10 yards to my left, 2 coues deer jumped out of a bush. They were bedded under a bush, 2 does that I didn't see, about 8 yards away. And then I took another step, and then there was one looking at me bedded under a bush at maybe about 25 yards, doe. So I figured maybe the buck was with that doe, so I took a step forward so I could get a shooting window in case he was there, and the doe stood up broadside and got out of there, and the buck wasn't with her. And then out front about 120 yards I saw the buck, so I tried looping around and getting up to him, and I got about 50 yards from another doe, but I could never get close to the buck, or at least any buck that I saw. And then he kind of moved over the ridge with the does, so it was a lot of fun. Got within easy shooting range of 4 different coues deer does, so like I said, glad I went. It was fun, and it was a nice buck. So if I see him again, I'll try again, and hopefully this time there's not 2 does bedded right in my path. So it was fun, and we'll see what else we can get into. Protected area. It's really windy today, and we saw a fair amount of deer right when we got here, and then we hiked over here, and right below us was 2 does and a pretty good buck. I think it was a 4x3 down below us. So pretty exciting start to the afternoon so far. I'm gonna see what else we can glass up this afternoon and potentially get a stalk in, but hopefully, if anything, just get information for tomorrow moving forward. So we're excited and ready to get into the rest of the day. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to keep pushing subscribers in this series, so if you haven't already, subscribe either in the bottom right or below this video, and we would appreciate it. See you guys in the next clip.
Oh, it's been a cold, windy day, and this morning started out with James spotting a fair amount of deer, and James getting a real close call with some coues deer, a nice coues deer buck. And then I had a buck I was going to go after. I went in and got within about 200 yards of him, and he was positioned. There was no way I could get to him, so I aborted that one. We went back, had lunch, and headed out this afternoon. Still windy and cold, and we ended up hiking out to a place where, as we were driving in, we saw a big bunch of does, and then as we parked at our first spot, we saw another big bunch of does with only little bucks with them, little tiny bucks. And then I thought about going over this ridge out this way because it would be sheltered from the wind, and we were just getting set up, and a nice two does started to run from close to us. We didn't see them, and they were followed by, it looked like a 4x3, which was a real decent buck. And we've been trying to glass for him and haven't seen him. So this evening we saw about 20 more does out this way and one more big buck out this way. But we're basically getting blown off the hill. I can't hold the binoculars still in the good spots where we need to glass. It's too windy at those points. So the sun's almost going down. We're going to call it a day, and hopefully we know where they are for tomorrow. So that's it.